everybody. I just want to touch base with you super fast here and share something with you that I put together. Listen, people think that they're busy building their business, and a lot of times it's not money-making activities. And I'm all into money-making activities when you're building your super patch business. I mean, just rearranging the paper clips in your desk drawer. Yeah, you can be busy doing that, but it doesn't help you build your business. So what I want to do is I want to make people aware of exactly what they're doing on a daily basis in growing their business. Now, listen, I know most of you guys, and this is just going to our group right here, okay? This is just the new group that we're working with here in the month of February. I know you guys probably know this already, a lot of this stuff, but you've got to use this with the people in your organization. You've got to get duplication in your group in order to get to vice president before the end of the month. And we've got to make people aware of the activity that they're actually doing or they're not doing. So real quickly, guys, this is an income producing activities tracker, and it'll just help people figure out, where they're spending their time. And it's based on points, and I'll just walk through this with you real quick, and I'm going to post this in our group so that you guys can, obviously download it and print it out and get it to the people in your group. But it comes down to basically four things. It's personal prospecting, team duplication, social media, and personal development. Now, I will tell you guys that 80% of your time should be spent in personal prospecting, team duplication, and social media. The other 10% or 20% personal development type stuff. Okay, I'm a huge believer in personal development, so I kind of put a big number on that, 20%, because I think it will help people. But 80% of the time, people have got to be prospecting, helping their team duplicate, and creating more activity on social media. Now, as far as personal prospecting, let me just walk through this super fast because I know you guys can read. But if somebody adds a new contact to their prospecting list, that's 2 points. If they start a conversation with somebody, that's 3 points. If they do the balance test with a new person, they get 5 points. Invite someone to a meeting or a presentation, I don't care if it's live or it's a Zoom, 5 points. If they share a tool, one of the videos, a photo, a testimonial, that's 5 points. Follow up after sharing that product or information, that's 5 points. You register a new customer, you sign up a new customer, that's 10 points. And if you bring in a new associate, that's 15 points, okay? And then as far as team duplication is concerned, anybody who hosts a meeting, I call it a discovery meeting, that's 10 points. If you help somebody in your organization bring in a new customer or an associate, that's 7 points. If you recognize a team member for their accomplishments, that's 3 points. Do a welcome call with a new team member, that's 10 points. And that's pretty important right there, as a matter of fact, you guys. I mean, we've got to make sure that we've got to spend as much time with a new person after they enroll as we did trying to get them to enroll. So many people think once you enroll somebody, it's like, oh, I did my job, now I got to go off to the next person. It's like, no, you got to spend a little bit of time with the person you just enrolled so that they can duplicate what you just did. If you host a meeting with a team member, all right, so not just you hosting it, but if you go to somebody's house or go to a hotel, whatever, with your team, that's 10 points as well. Now, social media. I am not an expert in social media, and I understand what my lane is. And if you guys look at what I do on social media, a lot of it I copy from other people. And there is nothing wrong with that. If you put something out on social media, it is fair game. So I try to learn from what other people are doing. So if you publish a super patch story on social media, that's 2 points. If you share a personal story or a testimonial, that's 5. If you reply to comments and messages, that's 3. I'm having a ton of success on social media by simply commenting on other people's posts and they commenting on my post. Because anybody that comments on something that I post, I will send them a private message thanking them and saying, hey, it's good to hear from you. Thanks for reaching out. I know grandkids are amazing. Boom. And I do that in a private message. And when they answer me back, I start a little bit of a dialogue. And then I simply, the conversation always comes back to, hey, it's been a long time since we've talked. Let's catch up sometime. And they come back and go, yeah, I know it's been a long time. I'll say, hey, listen, when's the best time to get a hold of you? Let's chat. I'm open on Thursday. Boom. And then we have a conversation, and it obviously, the first 10 minutes of the conversation has nothing to do with Super Patch. We get caught up on life, and then they will always say, so Chief, tell me what you're doing. What's up with these patches? Boom, then you can go into it. Personal development, guys, I think this is pretty important. Listen, one of the reasons I want you guys to get to Vice President before the end of the month is that you're going to be included in the 1-year mentorship from John Maxwell. I have spent a lot of time with John, and he charges a lot of money, for a 1-year mentorship with John, which includes one live event. We're going to go to Florida for the live event. It's a 3-hour live event with John. And then once a month, we're going to do a Zoom presentation. So John has got basically 13 meetings that he is committed to with us, and it's 25 grand. I'm like, what? Well, guys, you can get that for free. You get it for free when you become a vice president, okay? So personal development is a big thing. I do a lot of stuff with Tony Robbins, a lot of Les Brown stuff, but I've just learned over the years that, people point out things to me that I'm just not aware of, and it helps me in building, not only my business, but, things that I do in life. So as far as personal development is concerned, you watch or you read or you listen to something, that's 2 points. Role-playing a conversation or an objection with team, that's 3 points. So anyways, we want people to engage in the right activity. And what you see on the page here is the correct activity. So you see all the points here, and then these are the codes, and I'll explain what these codes mean in a second. But if you add a new contact to your prospect list, the code is ADD for add. If you have a conversation with somebody, it's CONV. If you do a balance test, TEST. And why do we have those codes? Because on the next page here, you can keep track of your score, all right? So let's say, for example, today is February, what is today? Is today the 6th? I don't even know what the date is today. Today is February 6th. Okay, so if you guys started this today, if you add a new contact, you would put your score right here. If you had a conversation with somebody, you'd put the score right here. If you did a balance test with somebody, boom. If you invited somebody, if you shared a tool. So you go all the way across, and then you put your totals on this side. And people can track their totals every single day, and then at the end of the month, you add up the column on the right-hand side, and if your points are between 50 and 100, that's slow. That's working your business part-time, okay? If you have between 100 and 200 points, that's considered medium growth, which is it's consistent. Things are moving in the right direction. But if you have 200 points or more, that's fast. That's fast, and that's considered full-time. And I know some of you are like, Steve, I don't do this business full-time. Yeah, but you can still create 200 points, which would be full-time in our business, okay? When I was teaching school, people would ask me, they said, well, Steve, did you coach? Did you do anything like that? Did you do any extracurriculars? I'm like, no. I didn't do recess duty. I didn't do lunch duty. And you got paid more money to do that kind of stuff. Did you coach any teams? I'm like, no, because I knew teaching was not my future. Every time the kids were out at recess, I'd get on my phone and I would confirm an appointment for later on that day, or I'd set an appointment the next day. Same thing when the kids were at lunch. Same thing when they went to their specials. If they went to music or art or gym class, Phi Ed, I would be on my phone building my business. So I want you guys to do that as well. And even though you're not doing it, air quotes here, full time, you can create a full-time income while you are working your full-time job. So I wanted to share this with you guys. Get this to the people in your organization, and let's see if we can get people tracking their activity a little bit. It is kind of a wake-up call when people realize, they go, wow, maybe I'm not actually working my business as hard as I thought I was. So remember, guys, the goal, VP, $100,000 in volume, actually $99,000, but we're not going to cut it that close. $99,000 in volume. And by the end of the month, gets you to VP. And you sit back and go, okay, how do I do that? It's like, well, you get a bunch of people in your group to do a little. And everybody's coming in with one of the top 3 kits, and you should have the volume to take care of that. So, all right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Whoa.